So in a previous video, we talked about the top proven tactics for startups and how they can actually grow their startup with no budget. So if you haven't seen that video already, I'm going to link it over here. Go and check that out before you come here and look at all the other videos in the series, because we go over a bunch of those tactics there which are proven to grow startups, and then we're breaking them down in more detail, or to more detail, on these particular videos. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. But if you're a startup and you have little or even no budget, but let's talk a little bit more about a little budget. Where would you put that money? How can you put it to good use? Now, we talked a bit about in the past what type of tactics you can have, but one of them was the second tactic that we go over in the series, and that is using PPC ads to actually go after the highest intent terms. So in our previous video, we talked about the last tactic, which was to create content on high intent terms, which is more SEO and content marketing focused. This is more of a push strategy. Most people should actually be saying that you should focus on bottom of the funnel first, then top of the funnel, right? So always try and get involved in bottom of the funnel tactics first and lay out a strategy to activate those, capture that demand there, and then move up the funnel. You only want to do this for high intent terms, so you'll have to carry out some keyword research. Now, I talk about keyword research in a bunch of videos, but I've also got tutorials on this, so I'll link them in the description below, of course. I've got some great tutorials on how you can actually go about finding high intent keywords, for i.e. competitive keywords, product oriented keywords, let's say comparative keywords. So for example, let's say you're selling sales automation software. Now, don't go after sales. You wouldn't go after sales automation software alone. Well, you can, right? You can bid on that. That's not a problem. But what if you went one step further based on your keyword research? Because there really are some hidden gems out there. What you really want to do is you want to bid or start using your budget towards the highest intent keywords, period. So like buy sales automation software, best sales automation software. But a really good one, which people don't realize, maybe you want to use modifiers that focus on your target audience, right? And that could be something like sales automation software for startups. So now you can see how you've got your product oriented keyword, which is high intent as it is, but you also got the target audience, which narrows down the focus, and it's very specific to what that person wants to buy. So if you go after that, and let's say that there is enough volume for that keyword, then the search platforms, the Google ad platforms and the Microsoft ad platforms, they would actually allow you to capture that query and similar queries depending on the match type that you're using. But you'll be able to capture the demand of anyone that actually searches for those particular keywords. This is one tactic that can prove to be quite fruitful, providing you target that keyword, drive them to the high intent sort of page that matches that keyword. So if someone's searching for sales automation software for startups, you want to make sure that your landing page has content that's focused on sales automation software for startups. This could be anything to do with informing them of the best sales automation software for startups, how they should go about picking one, what the potential pricing is, what the ROI is if they purchase a sales automation software for their startup today. And also it could be leading to like case study stories, right? Which is great, with maybe a lead gen form on that page, so you can capture their details and then you can follow up with them via the sales team. So what do you do once you go after some of them and you've exhausted those keywords? Well, slowly what you find yourself doing is, if you focus on that bottom of the funnel, you slowly go after those keywords. Once you've actually started to see some of those work, you slowly move up the funnel. You really want to then focus on the comparative keywords, i.e. your sales automation software versus another. Or for example, you could actually bid on two comparative keywords. Let's say there's two sales automation softwares, i.e. like a Yesware or a Outreach.io. What you can do is you can look for the keywords Yesware versus Outreach maybe.io and look at what the volume is. If there's a sufficient amount of volume, I would recommend above a 20 to 40 volume usually. If it's 20, it might be low, so you could test it by sort of adding your keyword as a phrase match on the platform, and then test by going after by seeing what other search results come up as it finds you similar keywords. So I would recommend doing that. I would also recommend using an exact match strategy. So when you carry out the keyword research, you focus on those high intent terms that usually have a sufficient amount of volume, because at one point the certain platforms don't really like use any of your budget, simply because there just isn't any volume. And you want to add them as an exact match because you're being very specific that you want to target those particular keywords, and you want to make sure the language, the copy, and the offer on that ad actually matches up to what the high intent keyword is, i.e. If someone's searching for that yes where versus outreach, then maybe you have an ad that says, you know, the top software, the top sales automation softwares compared or comparison, and then you're linking to, if you want to find the best one for startups, we've already broken it down for you, and you can actually go ahead and check this out here. And then what you want to do is you want to optimize, drive them to your landing page and optimize that landing page to capture their details somehow, either by throwing in another value add, i.e. another offer. For example, the ROI of using sales automation software, maybe using yours versus theirs in the actual lead gen magnet, or for example, or just with another form or a webinar even, and then you want to capture their details that way. So there you have it, guys. That is using PPC to go after high intent keywords. And if you guys like this content overall and you want to see more, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share, and this will help the YouTube algorithm push this to more people so that they can find this useful if you have too. Comment below if you want to hear anything specific, if you have any particular questions, and connect with me on the social channels that I'll link below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I appreciate you watching. Take it easy. See you soon.